Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and what we're going to make is pizza, but really making a pizza dough so that you can make pizza. Now this particular pizza dough, I do make it in my bread maker or bread machine. So if you don't have one or you don't like bread machines, you can certainly make it by hand. But for me, it's really easy. It gives me consistency, saves time, and I just use, the dough cycle, okay? And what really prompted me to make this pizza dough, and by the way, if you don't like this one, I have several others pizza dough videos. I have thin crust, thin, thick, square, round, personal pizza, Chicago style, whatever. There's many different ones. So if you don't like this or you don't like the flour, please check mine out, because I have anywhere from high gluten to whole wheat to white whole wheat to all purpose, and it just goes on and on. So I do have a lot of them on. But today I'm using whole wheat pastry organic flour. And I came across this flour recently, and I found that when I was using it for whether a pizza dough or for biscuits or cookies, they came out extremely light. Now I am using also a bread flour with it, but I really liked how this pastry organic flour came out, and I'll tell you more as we go along. Now I'm going to give you the recipe right off the bat, because I no longer put them below the video, and I'll explain in a little while. So if you are interested and you want to jot this down, I'll try to be very clear and give you a second or two to write it down. You're going to start off with 3/4 of a cup of milk. You're also going to be needing 6 tablespoons of water, and you're going to need 3 tablespoons of butter or margarine, okay? Now what I do is my bread machines all say to put the liquid in first. Every machine is different, so please follow your directions. But what I do is I take that milk, the water, and the butter in a microsafe bowl or cup, and I put it in my microwave till it reaches about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I actually put it into, my bread machine canister. Now, to finish up on the recipe, you're going to need 4.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Yes, 4.5 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt, and then on the whole wheat pastry organic flour, I'm using 2 1/4 cups, 2 1/4 cups of the organic whole wheat pastry flour. Then use 3/4 of a cup of your bread flour, whatever brand that you prefer. And then 1 tablespoon I used of dry active yeast, okay? And I'm gonna pull the dough out. Now keep in mind this, I'm gonna put a little of that organic flour on my countertop. This, I get 2 pizzas out of it, okay? Now, if you want a thicker crust or whatever, use a bigger pizza pan, and you'll get a thicker. But this one, I love it because it's thin. Now, I'm not going to use a lot of flour because I don't like pizza dough that's real dense. And then I'm going to just roll this out here. The rest I'll just shape with my hands. And I went ahead and I greased my pan. Now this pan is 13 inches from one end to the other, and it's about 10.5 inches to the circle. So, like I said, I get 2 of these. And then I'm just gonna, plop that down. And I'm not gonna be too fussy with it. I'm just gonna stretch it, try to even it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think what's kind of pretty about this pizza dough is that it will look homemade when you bake it up. And you want it to look good, but you also want it to taste good. And I think you're gonna enjoy this one if you try it, okay? So I've got that down, and you can see it was pretty easy to handle, It is a little bit sticky, I must admit, when you first start taking it out of your bread canister. So, don't put too much of your organic flour on it. All right, and then we're just quickly gonna assemble a pizza for you. You, of course, are gonna use whatever that ingredients that you like. I do have videos on pizza sauce, so please check out that if you need one. Or maybe you're, can use the canned pizza sauce, whatever's easier for you and that's what you like. Okay, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some Parmesan on this. I think it gives a little bit of a tang to the pizza. Use that up. Okay. And then I'm going to use mozzarella. And I'm using about 8 ounces. Of course, you put as much or little that you like. I like a lot of cheese. I don't like feeling that all I'm doing is eating bread, or eating the dough. I like to have the cheese. And again, this is 8 ounces. This would probably in a restaurant be considered double cheese. At least that's how it was in my parents' restaurants. We would consider this being double cheese. So, you think that's too much? You put whatever you want on yours, okay? And then we're just going to follow up, with some pepperoni. I like to buy my pepperoni sticks, and then I like to actually cut them myself. And then I freeze it. And then I pull it out when I'm going to make pizza. Okay. And of course you can put whatever you like on your pizza, and mushrooms or anchovies or onion. Here, let's use these up. There we go. All right. Okay. And then I'm just going to have and put, there's a couple ounces here of ham that I cut up, about 2 ounces. Again, put on whatever you like. Pineapple also, goes so good with this one, with the ham and the pepperoni. But today I'm just doing the pepperoni and the ham. And I do bake it at around anywhere from 450 to 475. If I bake it at 475 within about 5 minutes or so, I do bring it down to about 450. Altogether, my pizza generally takes me anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes at that temperature, okay? If you like a higher heat, feel free, just watch them, or, a lower heat. But to me, I generally don't bake any pizza lower than 450 that I find for myself. Okay, so let me rinse my hands quickly, and then I want to show you the finished product. Now I took this out of the oven a little bit ago, so it's still warm, but I can handle the pan. This is the same pizza that I made. You can see the the crust. It's a nice golden brown, and it's a thin crust. Again, if you think this is too thin, make one pizza, make a bigger pizza out of it, and it'll be thicker. But I get 2 out of this recipe, and then I actually just wrap this really well if I'm not going to use it. And then I put it in the freezer, and then in a last minute dinner or whatever, I pull it out and bake it, and I've got pizza. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut this. And like I said, it's just slightly warm yet, but it'll give you an idea of the crust. Let me pull that out. Now, the crust itself, I probably should have cut it a little bit smaller. It is a hard finish. It does have a nice crisp bite to it, okay? Yet the inside of it is more of a delicate or a softer crust. And it's really, I think, a great tasting pizza. Just a little bit different using your organic flour and your bread flour together. So if you try this recipe and you like it, well, leave a comment, because I'd like to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, I will answer in a timely fashion. Again, I'm sorry I no longer put the recipe on. I'm not alone on that. That's for sure. But it's becoming increasingly frustrating when I see my work being posted, pinned, claimed as others, and then you write to me and I can't answer you. So please, if you would be kind enough to watch me on Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. That is the only place that I put my videos on. So if you're seeing me on some other, I don't know, channel or whatever, well, they've taken my work. So again, not alone on that, that's for sure. But I appreciate you watching Diane Lovetobake. If you're so inclined and you'd like to subscribe, I can't thank you enough. Or ring the bell would be fantastic. So again, thank you for watching. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.